Alright, if you have physical access to the device, the simple issue, the common issue that you will face is the lock screen. Somehow you have to bypass the lock screen to extract to get the data or to get the access to the particular device settings and the information available in the system. For that part, we're going to take help from these accessibility shortcuts, and we're going to specifically work on this on-screen keyboard. If we want to enable this on-screen keyboard, we will get this on-screen keyboard which we can use to type in these input fields. Alright, so to bypass this lock screen, all we have to do is just go with this power section, press and hold the shift button and click on restart. So we can boot our device in a recovery mode. Alright, now in recovery mode, all you have to do is just go to this troubleshoot section, and in the troubleshoot, go to advanced options, and in the advanced option, just open this command prompt. Right. In general system, we have different local drives, like we have local drive C, local drive D, and there could be few more as well. But whenever you recover, whenever you boot the device in the recovery mode, you may get different letters for those local drives C and D, right? And to confirm those letters, to check and verify those letters, you can go with disk partition. Just go with command prompt and type disk part and hit enter. It will open the disk partition in your system, and from there you can check for list volumes, its volume, and here you can see we have three different partitions available here: local drive C, D and E, and you can see the size of local drive C is 63 GB. Now let's exit this partition here, and let's go to local drive C. So we're gonna use few basic commands, like you can go with the letter and the colon symbol to move that particular partition. Now inside this local drive C, we're gonna shift to Windows, and inside the Windows folder, we'll navigate to System 32. This particular System32 folder has all the executables and all the DLL files that are by default available in the Windows system. For example, whenever you open the CMD, including this particular command prompt, whenever you open the on-screen keyboard, notepad, paint, calculator, file explorer, all these kind of default applications, all their executables and all their DLL files are generally available in this System32 folder, right? And here we're gonna rename this on-screen keyboard osk.exe file as osk1.exe. We have just used the rename command and renamed this particular file. Now after renaming this file, we're gonna use the copy command, and we're gonna copy the cmd.exe file as osk.exe. Done. Now the point is, whenever we start these accessibility options and whenever we enable the on-screen keyboard through those options, it will execute this particular osk.exe, which is a copy of cmd.exe file, and it gonna execute all the DLLs for this cmd.exe file instead of osk. So that's what we gonna do here. Now after copy the file, just go to exit and go to continue, so we can restart our device. Now here you can see it's again asking for the pin. Now again, if you go to these accessibility options and if you click on this on-screen keyboard, what we get is the CMD. And here you can analyze, here you can see one more thing, that the address at the top of this on-screen keyboard window is local drive C, Windows System 32. And as I have told you, System 32 folder has the default applications, and all these applications are usually running as an administrator user. It means we have access to the administrator user, right? We have privileges similar to an administrator user here. Now we can change the password for this particular user, and we can create few users as well. We can add users in local group as well. There are multiple options that are available to us. Now if you change the password, the actual user will get a hint that the password is changed, somehow my system is compromised. If you just want to extract the data, right, in that case I would suggest you to create a new user with the admin privileges and access the data. Simple thing. And if you actually want to change the password, you can change it as well. Now you can use the net command to access all those system control, system level options that are available for these files, for these groups, for the users, for the sessions, for the share, for the statics, for the accounts, for all these options, right? But we are specifically focused on this user option here. So we're gonna type net user. This will list all the available users in the system, including the administrator, the guest, and few others as well, right? Now for the help menu, you can go with net user and forward slash with a question mark. This is the syntax for the help menu here. And here you can see we have few different options available. If you want, you can go with the password change with this asterisk symbol as well, or if you want, you can write the password as well. It's completely your call. If you want, you can change the passwords, you can add the user, you can add the user into a domain, you can delete the user, you can change few other options as well, right? If you want to change the password, you can change it with simple command net user, then type the username. Let's say I'm changing the password for this particular user, so I'll write SIDDH. Then we're gonna write the asterisk and we're gonna write the password. Now whenever you execute this particular command, it will not ask for you, it will not ask the existing password of the user. All you need is the new password. It will not ask you the existing or the current password of the user. For example, my previous password was 5365. Now I'm going to change it to 1234 zeros. So 1234 and done. Alright, now we can see we got this error. You will get this error if your account is configured online, because the user here is logged with their Microsoft account. You will face this error that you cannot change the password of your account through this net command. In that case, you have to go to the Microsoft portal, and from there you can change the password. But to sync your desktop with the Microsoft account, you need an active internet connection. Simple case. But you can change the password for local users through this command, right? But if the account is configured online, and if they have logged in through a Microsoft account, you will not be able to change the password through this particular command, right? In that case, what you can do is you can add a user here. So I'm going to write net user. Let's say I'm going to write the username as root, and I'm going to write the password. If you want, you can add the password like 1234. This is my password, or we can type the root again for the password, and then we can go with the command as slash add. Here you can see the command completed successfully. The username is root and the password again is root, right? Now to verify it, if you want, you can add the user into the local group, into the administrator group as well. Otherwise you will get only local permissions, the lower privileged users here, right? So for the groups or the local groups, you can go with this particular option here, which is available under the net command. So let's just check what are the different groups available in this system. Net local group, and here you can see there are the few different groups available in the device. Generally, whenever we add a user, the user is added inside this users group, which have the lower privileges. But if you want to escalate your privileges and create a user with higher privileges, you can add the user into this administrator group. Now to add the user, just go with net local group and then specify the group name. So the group name is administrators. Then write the username. Username is root, and then write the command slash add. Syntax error, let's just see what's the actual syntax for that particular command. Sonnet local group, again the same syntax, forward slash and the question mark for the syntax, and to specify the net local group, the group name, then add, and done. Group name and then slash add. The command was correct. Maybe there was some spelling mistakes. Okay, some spelling mistake is there. LOCAL, I forgot the L in the local group, and here you can see the command completed successfully. Now the root user has the administrator privileges, right? Now if you close the terminal and check here, you will not get the user, right? To get the user, you have to restart your device again. So let's normally restart our device. All right, now here you can see we have the user Siddharth here, and we also have the user root here. Now again asking for the password. The password was root, which we have configured through the particular command, and if you enter, you will get access to that user here, and you have all the administrator level privileges through which you can access data of different users, and you can make some system level changes as well without uh, asking for the other passwords, right? You can also extract the password including your SAM file as well, because we know that passwords are stored in the SAM file. But once you logged in the system, you will not be able to read the SAM file directly. For that, I'll show you how you can read that SAM file. But here, if you open the File Explorer, let me change the settings first. Display settings. Let me adjust it to 1920 1040. And now if we check the File Explorer here, let me go with this PC, local drive C, users, and if I try to access this users data, we can easily access the files. Now the user don't have any file in downloads, or they don't have any data in documents as well, but if they have the data, you can easily access them here. If you check the settings of the system and just wanted to check what privileges the user have, you can see we have the administrator privileges, and you can access all the settings and all the option, all the data available in that system. Now after getting the data, after creating a backdoor, anything that you want, after performing your actions, all you have to do is just log out the device and remove this particular root user. For that, let me just sign out, and now we're gonna use the same accessibility options here. Let me just now if I go to accessibility options here, and let's open the on-screen keyboard, we will again get the terminal, and now we just have to remove that particular user. For removal part, go with the same command net, go with the user section, and here we're gonna remove this particular root user, and with the delete command hit enter. The command is successful. Now if you restart the device, the user will no longer be available here. If I see, the existing user is still here, the password for the user is still the same, and the user will never get to know that their account or their system is compromised and any kind of backdoor is present there and their data is compromised. They will never gonna know until unless they check the system logs. And if you want to reset all these sections, just again do the same thing. Go to this restart section with the shift in the press. Now in the recovery mode, again go to troubleshoot section, go to advanced options, and go to command prompt. If you want, you can verify the partition letters again, otherwise you can directly go to local drive C, then go to Windows, and then system32. Now to delete the file, just go with the del command. The in the Linux system we use the RM, but in the Windows system we're gonna use the DEL, the delete command, and just name the file as osk.exe. We have deleted the command. Now let's rename the original file as it was osk1.exe, and I'm gonna just correct the name, that is osk.exe. That's all you have to do is just rename the existing file, just rename the original file to its original name. Now after that, exit and continue. Now here the user will get their system in their original state. If they enable the on-screen keyboard, they will again see the on-screen keyboard instead of the command prompt.